Bars, 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 bars.
Live from the Windy C Radio studio in the shops at Iverson. This is the Balancing Act Radio Show, hosted by AJ Throwback, only on WindyCRadio.com, the Windy C Radio app, Facebook Live and YouTube Live on the Windy C Radio pages, and of course, it's all powered by GoWin.media.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Ladies and gentlemen, kings and queens, and everybody in between. We bite. Not back, we bite. Bars. Here with your man, AJ Throwback. Great to be here with y'all on this Wednesday. Our first Wednesday back here in the new year. Appreciate everybody tuned in right now. WinDCRadio.com, the WinDC Radio app, Facebook Live. We are live. Appreciate everybody, y'all support. Happy New Year to everybody, since this is our first show of the new year. And already, early. They were early. We got Bree London in the studio, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, hello everyone. Happy New Year.
and staying real low. He's not gonna be saying a whole lot, but Young Gifted in the building as well. So we're gonna be interviewing the First Lady, PGMG, 11:15. You know what I'm saying? Talking to her about her music, her path, and yeah. We're gonna try to make sure she's not too nervous today. We're gonna make sure we loosen her up, you know what I mean? But we're gonna be talking to her. Of course, y'all gonna be hearing the best and brightest in independent music from the DMV and beyond. And also, I definitely have to make sure we shout out our producer of the week. We haven't had one in a long time, but our producer of the week this week is Old Boy Sosa out of Brooklyn, New York. Shout out to him. I know of him from his work with one artist that has been hugely supportive of our show and our platform, and that is Path P. He worked with him on Revolution and Legacy Volume 1, The Revolution. Produced the entire project, so you're going to be hearing his production throughout the segments of the show. So definitely want to make sure we shout out our producer of the week. Yeah, we're not going to waste too much more time. We're going to go ahead and get into the music before we get into our interview. So this is Tease with Loved You on the official Hump Day Motivation for the DMV and beyond. This is Bars.
If you're an urban contemporary indie artist, then this is your platform. Send us clean versions of your music to balancingactradioshow@gmail.com. That's balancingactradioshow@gmail.com.
You ain't gotta ask, cause you know. Go. Swag on the beat. Yeah. Turn it. I'm on some real hit of this, real hit of that. Relay. Real hit of this, real hit of that. Hit a left. Got it out the mud. Relay. I done got it out the mud, so you know. I'm on some real hit of this, real hit of that. Relay. Real hit of this, real hit of that. Hit a left. Got it out the mud. Relay. I done got it out the mud, so you know. I'm lit in the bitch all by myself. I don't need no help. I just hit a lick all by myself. Yeah, add that to my wealth. These niggas really ain't on my level. I just let them play. Yo, on my line, she want that slay. I'm about to make a day. In the kitchen, gon' get you a plate. I've been dripping sauce like all over the place and like Oasis. That's my dog. He too raw. No name know it's the law. You too soft. I don't want this unless it make it count. Now I don't want that bitch unless it's so. No, not at all. Yeah, no way. Couldn't be no side if you was on your man. Yeah, oh okay. Hit this shit and make it wet like for the day. That's a flood. Get the boat. Chill out, boy, you wait. Yeah, that's what's up. What's the name and all in outer space? Told my baby cousin keep it on your waist. Yeah, just in case. All that talking only you tossing in the pain like you. Well, they ain't what you need. I'm on some real hit of this, real hit of that. Relay. Real hit of this, real hit of that. Hit a left. Got it out the mud. Relay. I done got it out the mud, so you know. I'm on some real hit of this, real hit of that. Relay. Real hit of this, real hit of that. Hit a left. Got it out the mud. Relay. I done got it out the mud, so you know. Bolo, Cuban link like a cholo. Henny in the solo, real dollar. Pull up on the flex and pull up on the stretcher. Lord bless him. I just wanna I ain't tryna marry. What love got to do with thug bash? Got it out the mud, drew. Transaction, whole hood thrash. Plug up the street. New jet, trapping you, Jack. Send them dogs for your wealth. I don't mean less. Pump action, close range, close gas. Met her, put her clothes on and call her taxi. Whip paid cash. What I need a Uber for? Master gas, hot box, lights and matches. Hit the gas, take flight, light magic. I was ratchet for by my first ratchet. Word on the street, you were at the world going crazy. I'm just here relaxing. Wanna see my grandbaby straight. You ain't even got a plan of action. Just rapping these whole action. Whoa. Can't judge the finesse so close, but it still do it better. You ain't never ever gonna catch. You ain't never ever gonna. You ain't got a swagger. You ain't that dabba nail money make the poop to holler at a player. When you see me in the streets, freak Nick at the hotel room. Uncle Luke don't repeat. Uncle Snoop geek. We be with this shit. Thought that we. That's on some real hit of this, real hit of that. Relay. Real hit of this, real hit of that. Hit a left. Got it out the mud. Relay. I done got it out the mud, so you know. I'm on some real hit of this, real hit of that. Relay. Real hit of this, real hit of that. Hit a left. Got it out the mud. Relay. I done got it out the mud, so you know.
Want to get down with the Bars Revolution? We're on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Bars On Air.
Yeah. Black celebrities toast to black excellence. Toast to Villa, rolling with black presidents. I wanna rock right now, it's evident. Luke Skywalker and I'm flyer than you ever been. We came together shaking like a snow globe. Papa shop fresh, let me activate the soul glow. Chilling in all white threads like it's snowing. Think I see my next ex, I'm going in. We setting sail, we on the boat, y'all. We turn the main deck into a dance hall. My eyes with the eyes of a goddess. My God, I'm tripping and falling in August. 5'5" for the brown skin, looking flawless. Trying to keep my hands to myself, girl, I promise. Analyzing the figure like an accountant. Whispering in her ear, made an announcement.
He's trying to let me know that I'm beautiful. Heard it all before. What makes him different? Maybe I should let it flow and see where all this goes. I'll keep him on his toes. He promised he won't keep me with shit. He's trying to let me know that I'm beautiful. Heard it all before. What makes him different? Maybe I should let it flow and see where all this goes. I'll keep him on his toes. He promised he won't keep me with shit.
She thinks I'm wildin', you think I'm lonely island. By the way, I brag on the boat, I'm not so calm with it. Go overboard, she Goldie Hawn with it. Along with the fact that I might observe her. Drunk, spilling wine on my life preserver, huh? Nice curves, reserved to touch. With the sex overdrive, I'ma hurt the clutch. Cry right now, makeover appeal. Lap dance now, take over the wheel. Stay over and chill, what's the motto? Yeah, I got a motto, but I gotta find a bottle to share with. Fine wine paired with flip, a mix of the humble and the arrogance. She can try out, ride out, Southside hardhead. Grew up fast track nearby the barheads.
He's trying to let me know that I'm beautiful. Heard it all before. What makes him different? Maybe I should let it flow and see where all this goes. I'll keep him on his toes. He promised he won't keep me with shit. He's trying to let me know that I'm beautiful. Heard it all before. What makes him different? Maybe I should let it flow and see where all this goes. I'll keep him on his toes. He promised he won't keep me with shit.
Your eyes shining bright like diamonds. Getting lost in your smile feels timeless. So tell me, where do we go from here? I don't wanna lose this moment. I just wanna pull you in closer. Can you feel it? Cause I see you and you see me. Tell me what it's gonna be. Your presence is a blessing and I'm guessing by my side's where you wanna be. Where you love to be. So come on.
Welcome back to the Balancing Act Radio Show, hosted by AJ Throwback, only on WinDCRadio.com and the WinDC Radio app, powered by GoWin.media.
Yeah, that was Miss Moore, Artemis, Real, and Ryan Lucas with Boat Party off a Tribe Called Fresh. Before that, we had BZ Archibald with RNS, and starting off the set, we had Teese with Loved You. All right, let's get into it.
Whether they're artists, athletes, entrepreneurs, politicians, activists, or simply folks you need to know, we've got the line to the movers and shakers of DC, Maryland, Virginia, and beyond. This is 15 minutes of game on the Balancing Act Radio Show.
Yeah, this John Deere used to crank though. Yes, sir. Yeah, that was the game. Put you on game. Hey. So we're here with the lady of the hour, Miss Bree London.
Yes.
How you feeling?
I'm good. I'm
good? You good?
It's a new year.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Ready for some glow up, some more glow up.
Definitely. I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm hungry.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Yeah. That's what I like to hear. That I think a lot of people kind of went into this year having a lot of expectations of like just abundance and a lot of good things happening. So, you know, I'm with you on that.
Definitely.
All right, so let's start off with your humble beginnings. So, at the age of 13, that's when you first discovered your singing and writing abilities. And there was one of your first performances, you performed a Justin Bieber song, right? Mm-hmm. So which song did you perform, and why did you pick that particular one?
So me and my best friend at the time, we did Never Say Never.
Okay.
And I did the singing part and she did the rapping part.
Okay.
I mean, well, back then it's embarrassing, but I was obsessed over Justin Bieber. So that was like one of the first songs I could think of.
Yeah. And
it was kind of weird because I didn't really expect anything out of it. It was just for fun because it was a performing arts camp. And we got a standing ovation.
Wow.
So I was like, okay.
Might be on to something.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah. So obsessed with Justin Bieber, huh?
It was terrible. when his first album came out, I made my mother buy it 3 times.
Wow.
I kept messing up the CD. I made her buy it 3 times. And she was like, this is a phase. And I was like, no, it's not. And it sure was.
Yeah.
It definitely was.
Yeah, you know it's not a official like obsession over a CD if you don't, buy it at least like 2 or 3 times. That's like back in the day, like with us, like we would have to buy multiple copies of like Reasonable Doubt.
That's the CD right there.
Yeah. It's like every time you buy one copy, it's like, let me borrow it. You never see it again. Then you get another one, like scratch that one up. Then you get another one, you lose that one. So like I definitely understand, especially like if it's something that's a favorite.
Yeah, at that time it was still like the small iPods out.
Right.
And I didn't really know how to download music to the iPod, so I was like, let me go to Walmart or something.
That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. So you listed quite a few role models, people that you respect, that's artists and everything. But there were 2 people I was really intrigued by. So one was Lady of Rage. And another one was Casanova 2 times. So what is it about them in particular that like jump out to you, that do it for you? And how do you feel like as an artist? Because I think most artists, they embody little pieces, whether it's big or whether it's small, they embody pieces of like their influences. So how do you feel like you embody what they do and what you do?
Well, with Casanova, I don't honestly, because I'm old school, and I don't really see him as a lyricist, but I do feel like he's very confident and his music is very catchy. Yeah. So that's what like connects me to his music. Okay. And with Lady of Rage, I feel like she's more of a lyricist, and also like during that time she was kind of big because not only was she a lyricist, but she was confident, and she kind of, I guess, her being the first lady of her team as well, it was just like, I don't know, she just kind of spoke to me. And also she was more rugged too. Yeah. Like she was more hood on the hood side. And she still was able to stand up for the women and stand up for the culture. So yeah, I thought that was very attractive to me. So,
yeah. I think that's what a lot of people who came up really admiring her, like men and women, because I mean, you think about that whole Death Row crew, like she probably was one of the hardest ones in the whole crew, is like personality wise and lyrically. Like I mean, she was dope,
and she was more like relatable, right? More relatable too. So yeah, like it just went to show like you don't have to be, like have a lot of money or be flashy to be like on top. So
yeah. But yeah, those 2 influences definitely jumped out to me, because they're not people that I see a lot of people like list as their influences, especially especially Casanova, because I kind of agree with you, like he's not really a strong lyricist, but it's like he has a presence, you know what I mean? So and you can't really deny that about him. So kind of along the same line, like I mean, we've had like a lot of talk about kings of R&B, you know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying, you being a singer and all. So who would be your king and your queen of R&B? And you can look at it from the perspective of just who you consider king, like who's your personal king, or if you want to look at it from the perspective of talent, influence, hits, the whole 9,
For me, Beyonce always been my favorite. Not only from the music, but just how hard she worked to put on her shows. Yeah. And just how hard, like, she's an entertainer. It takes more than just singing to be an artist. Like, I feel like she has everything all around, like the entertaining piece, the work ethic. So for me, it would be her. For the queen side, as far as king, I'm attracted more to Neo. Okay. Cause I feel like he's a really great songwriter, and I'm really big on song. Like I write a whole lot, so I feel like when you can not only write your own music, but write music for other people too, and also be a great singer and have a great stage presence.
Yeah.
I feel like that's dope.
Yeah.
So those would be my two.
Okay.
Honestly.
Okay. Yeah. I can see both of them, especially Beyonce, because I mean Beyonce's kind of an obvious one, but the thing is, it's like a lot of people would try to knock her. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people have tried to knock her. I mean, people been. It's like you want to start an argument, like just bring Beyonce up in the conversation. You know what I'm saying?
True.
But the thing is, you can't knock her influence. You can't knock her work ethic. You can't knock her vocals. I can't tell you how many people I've heard like actually come out of their face and say Beyonce can't sing. I'm like, where? Like, she can sing. Like, I mean, have you heard her background vocals? Have you and for me, I'm one of those type of people. I judge singers, a lot of singers, by how they arrange their vocals. And the thing is, like, Beyonce arranges her vocals in ways that a lot of people do not do, cannot do, you know, and that's a gift, you know.
And I feel like a lot of people hate on her as well because she does a great job at keeping her like business private. Like, it's not much that you can say that you caught her, like any drama that you caught her in.
Right.
And people, other than the whole elevator situation, but that wasn't real. I mean, she was in it, but I feel like other than that, it's not really much that you can say that you heard about her that wasn't positive. Right. And I feel like when people do a good job at keeping themselves private, it's like people want to just find just the littlest thing to say. The littlest thing, so. Yeah. And I also think it's part like because she's so saturated, you know, and I think a lot of times when somebody is just like so saturated in the culture, whether it's in R&B, whether it's in hip hop, no matter what it is, people just, they get tired of it, or they'll be like, what's the big deal? Why are they getting so much pub? Yeah, and I've heard that about her too, but I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like she does good at what she do. And it just is what it is. It's not that she's conceited or anything. It's just that people recognize her for her work. Right. So
yeah. So we got the man who discovered you at the table. You know what I'm saying? And you've been dubbed the first lady of Pigeon Gang Music Group, PGMG for short. Now, here's a question for you. Like, thinking about the first lady of the United States and the role that a lot of first ladies through time. First one I always think about is Michelle Obama, of course. You know what I'm saying? That's my first lady for life. You know what I'm saying? But drawing parallels to like the first lady of the United States, how do you feel like, what do you see your role as being part of PGMG, and what has your experience been like being a part of PGMG?
The way I feel about it, I feel like being a first lady, you have to basically represent, be professional. Also, because I'm the only female, it's just like you have to be able to not only represent but keep up with everybody. And I feel like that's just basically what it is, just doing what I do, doing what I love to do, singing, rapping, performing, whatever, but just basically, I guess, somewhat being a face, just kind of presenting myself in a way where people can be like, oh, she's the only female, but she's also relatable. So she can also do what the guys do. Yeah. So I feel like it's that.
Yeah. And that's a perfect segue into, there was an IG video that you had on your page, and in the caption you said, when you tired of the music cutting off on you.
Oh yeah.
And like the energy that you bring, like when the music is like not playing, is like, I mean, it's like insane. Like,
I appreciate it.
Yeah, like I mean, it's infectious, and the crazy thing is like you really didn't need the music. Like it's like you and the crew, y'all were the music. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that. That day, my caption said it all. I was just so frustrated because, I mean, it happens. It's a part of being an artist. Like, a lot of times doing shows, some things go wrong. But I felt like during that time, like shows before, things just kept happening. And I was like, you know what? This is it. Like, I'm not I gotta show these people it's now or never.
Yeah.
And it was definitely, it was perfect. It was perfect. The energy was just like, and then as soon as I finished, I was like, did I just do that? I feel like I know a lot of people say this, but I feel like I'm one of those artists that once I get up there, I black out. Yeah. And I don't see anything that I've done until after. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, definitely. It's real. It's real.
That is real. I can definitely relate to that. Like, sometimes, like, when that moment before you get up on stage. In fact, I forget who it was. It may have been, like, an older rapper. Like, he may have been, like, his 40s or something. And he said something in the rhyme, like, if you don't still get nervous on stage, it's like, are you really doing it for real? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't have those little bit of butterflies before you get up there, because it's like, it's that energy building up, and then once you finally get up there, it's like, yeah, you do black out. Like, you don't really see anything except, like, ripping it. Yeah. You know? So
because it's like, the way you think about it, it's like black or white. You either gonna tear it up or you gonna fail. Right. And that's how I think about it. You gotta give it 100%. Every time. And I feel like when you're nervous, it just means that you care. Right. You care about your delivery. You care about how you present yourself to people and just everything all around. So if you don't get nervous, then I don't know. Yeah. And one of the things, and this is something I was, when Gifted was here the last time, this is something I was talking with him, with Beezy, Rude Boy, and Juice, about feeding off of your crew and having that internal energy already. You know what I'm saying? And one of the things that I appreciated in that scene and seeing that was that I felt like it was a little bit of back and forth. Like, you already had the energy. You already had, like, that drive, that determination to, like, get up there and perform well. But it also helps when you have a crew that's truly, like, in your corner, and you feed off of their energy, and it's genuine. It's sincere, you know what I'm saying? And it really feels like a family, you know. And I know that y'all are. You know, we've talked about that plenty of times. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I think that that's really important for people to be able to see that not only are you a strong artist on your own, but you have a team behind you. Yeah, and that moment was big as well, because in the past, like, I used to feel like even when I was younger, I used to feel like I needed people around me doing what I like, sharing the talent with me to just be able to do it. Like, I never thought I would be able to do it on my own. Yeah. But it's like, at some point, you can't wait for other people. You gotta do what you gotta do. So, yeah. It's been a lot of. I've learned so much. I've learned so much, not just about myself, but just everything. Everything.
Yeah, that's good. So, let's talk about London Bridge.
Okay.
So you released that last year. How's the reception been to it so far?
Oh wow, it's been. People love it. Yeah. They love it. Yeah. They love it. I haven't really checked the streams lately because I like to let it build up and then check it. But people love it. They especially love the Scurry track. Yeah. They love it. But actually, it was very that project alone. It was just surprising to me the way everything came out, because it wasn't originally supposed to be a rap project. London, when I first started, London Bridge was supposed to be straight up R&B. Wow. Like, no rap. And then, you know, once I started figuring myself out as an artist and hanging around the team more, doing features and stuff, I started rapping a little bit. My first time rapping was the Vibe to This track. Okay. And wasn't it Vibe to This? I think, it was Vibe to This. Okay. And then I started doing songs with other artists and doing more rapping. I was like, wow. And people was like, this is dope. Yeah. So I was like, I started, you know, just getting into it more. And I was like, wow, once I realized people loved it, I was like, well, let me do some more songs and see how people react to it. And I just put it all together, and London Bridge. Yeah. And it's London Bridge. I really learned myself as an artist, like what I can do as far as rap.
Yeah.
I already knew what I can do with the singing. But the rap, I didn't know because I wasn't a rapper. Before London Bridge, I was not a rapper.
Wow.
If I was a rapper, I didn't know.
Yeah.
But before London Bridge, rap was not my thing at all.
Okay.
I didn't write no raps.
Wow.
Period.
Wow.
So it was just crazy.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
But I would say this project, I've really tapped into who I am as an artist and what I could do.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
basically just self-recognition.
That's good. That's good. I think most projects will, especially because this is your first one, right? Yeah, I think most like debut projects will show you a lot about yourself that you may have known about yourself or you might not have known about yourself. So I mean, I think any artist worth their weight in gold is going to look at the project like, wow, like I didn't know I was capable of this. And sometimes it's almost like jarring because it's like, that's me.
Right.
You know?
And I think for London Bridge, it was also different because I had the trap, but then I had the hip hop, straight up hip hop.
Yeah.
And then I had like, you know, the fun tracks. So I feel like to be able to have like a variety of different types of sounds and styles, I thought that was dope too.
Yeah.
For my first project.
Yeah, and and that's funny that you said that because I was actually going to ask you about specifically Vibe to This, because Vibe to This is very like traditional boom bap rap, you know what I'm saying? And like as soon as I heard the beat, I was like, yo, this sounds like some Ninth Wonder type stuff right here. I was like, man, I love this joint.
Yeah.
You know, and the thing is like I love all types of rap. I'm not one of these type of people because I mean a lot of people in my particular generation, they turn their nose up at like what's out now, and I've never been that type of person. Like if it's good, it's good. You know, I don't care if it's trap or whatever you want to call it. It's like I just believe in good music.
Right.
Like if the beat is nice, if the person is actually putting some skill toward it,
Right.
it's like look, I rock with it.
And you gotta think about it. Even in the '90s, people turn their nose. I mean, in the '80s, '90s, people turn their nose up towards hip hop.
Yeah.
They didn't think hip hop would last, and so that's how I feel like every generation that happens at some point in time.
Yep.
But as far as Vibe to This, the first thing when I heard the beat, it was so like infectious.
Yeah.
It was so
Yeah.
infectious, and I always study hip hop. Old school. I love hip hop. So when I heard the beat, I was like, oh yeah, I got to do something to this. And I actually had went to Tennessee because I have cousins out there.
Okay.
And I found out that my cousin was a rapper and he was a producer.
Okay.
So we just sat in the room, turned on the beat, replayed it, put it in a loop, replayed it over and over, and we did our thing. And that's how Vibe to This came about. But I just felt like I wanted to do something hip hop of my own because I love hip hop so much.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's just I wanted to keep that in my like that old school sound in my music.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's important to be able to like pay tribute to that in what you do. You know what I'm saying? Especially like because you have a lot of people, they'll love a certain type of music, but they'll spend a lot of time catering to like what's out now instead of doing what's true to them. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like you can do all of it. You can cater to what's out now if that's what you want to do. And you can also cater to like your roots and the things that really raised you as an artist.
definitely you can mix it up because I know for Vibe to This, that was really my first track where I was singing and rapping in the same song. But definitely because I have people who connect more with my R&B and I have people that connect more with my rap. So you definitely got to mix it up.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah. So what's your favorite song on London Bridge?
Ooh.
Or
my favorite song.
or a couple of them.
Okay, my favorites are the first track, London Bridge, the Scurry track, and Vibe to This.
Okay.
I say London Bridge because I actually told my story in 3 to 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
talked about my mom. I talked about like, you know, how people look at me, like different things that I was going through. And it wasn't sad. Like I made it to where I'm going deep into my life, but it's not a sad, like it's more of a celebration type track. It's not really a sad track.
Yeah.
And that's why I connect with that track. The Scurry track was the first track where I went out of my comfort zone.
Okay.
Because I never have been a bragging type about like what I can do or anything. So I feel like that was my first track where I was like confident, like, you know. Vibe to this, like I mentioned before, it was just strictly hip hop. And I feel like as far as what I listen to or what I have studied, it just connects with me.
Yeah.
Like it's like my baby track. So
yeah. Okay. Yeah. And I really, it's funny that you listed London Bridge as one of your favorite songs. That's one of my favorite songs too. Actually, London Bridge and Vibe to This, those are two of my favorite songs on the album. And London Bridge because it sets the tone for the rest of the album. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, yeah, I thought it was a solid project. Like you did give like a little bit of everything for everybody. You know what I'm saying? I really
appreciate that.
Yeah, and that's important to do because not everybody can do that successfally. You know, especially on their first project. You know, so yeah, kudos to you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So, one of the things that I've noticed that you've been doing more of lately are acapella videos.
Yes.
Like I think you did Maya's Case of the X, Boyz II Men, Motown Philly, and then Bruno Mars Marry You. So like talk about like the importance of, because a lot of people are starting to do that more. Talk about the importance of like showcasing that side of your artistry and the importance of it, of connecting with your audience like that, because it's what I've noticed is that for a lot of people is help to grow their audience. You know,
I feel like it, for one, it separates you because it shows people that you're not just a studio singer. Because a lot of singers, they are more of a studio singer and they're not really as good live. So it separates you because it shows you, it puts you in the category of being a real singer, a real artist, and showing that you don't really need the music in the background. You could just, you are your background, basically. So I feel like that's why, you know, it attracts people. And also, it's just fun. It's really fun. Like it's not too serious. It's just like, hey, here's 30 minutes of what I can do, or here's, 10 minutes of what I can do. And also the song choice is important too. Song choice, because especially, I don't know if you saw, but I did a cover of Hardaway by Derez Deshawn.
Okay.
And it just, it's more of a trap R&B type song, but it just shows variety of what you can do. And also just now, because people are so much into the auto-tune, it just brings your voice out and brings your character out. Right. So that's what I personally feel about it. And that was actually my first time using it.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, I've never used it before.
So. I was of course listening to your foreground vocals, but then I was listening to the background. I was like, okay, I'm trying to hit a harmony. You know what I'm saying? And that's important because I'm one of those type of people, when I listen to, like I was saying earlier about Beyonce, I'm very keen, or I key in on how people do their background vocals, how people harmonize, because like a great harmony, it's nothing like a great harmony.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Yeah.
And I'm still working on that myself, because I would listen to songs and I would look like the back, because me, like, I'm like that too. When I listen to songs, I pay attention to everything, the ad libs, the background, everything. It's all it's like a perfect recipe. Yeah. Like it makes the track.
Absolutely.
So I feel like I'm working on that too. I gotta work on that myself, because that's definitely important, and it just pulls everything together.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I mean, it's something like, I think some people do have to work on it, over time, and that's the thing about being a new artist. Like, you have plenty of time to work on it and get it better. and tighten it up, you know. And it's not to say that, you know, you don't have it, but it's just to say, I think any artist looks at themselves and say, okay, this is something that I like to do, but I know that I can be a little bit better at it, you know.
And a lot of artists, I mean, some artists are afraid to admit that they don't have it all, or they still working on this and that. Me personally, I feel like that's what makes you an artist, to be able to admit that, okay, I'm here, but I still need to get here. Like, my work is never done. I still have more to do, more to learn, and that's just a part of being an artist, especially a new artist. Even artists that's been there for years, they still got stuff it's still stuff you don't know, whether it's your craft, whether it's business, whatever. So
yeah, it's about like making sure that you don't create a ceiling for yourself. Like, you take the ceiling away and say, there's always room for me to grow. There's always room for me to get better in this particular area. You know, like, it's certain people that have been out for years and you think they can't be any better than what they are, and then they put out a project like, yo, you totally blew everything you've done before away. You know, that's important. That's important.
Definitely.
So another thing that that I noticed in your bio was acting.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So you when you were at Cesar Chavez, you were part of the drama club, and you were, was it Frenchie? Yeah, in Greece.
And I honestly, I hated the part. I hated it because it was so different. Because at that time, I didn't really know much about being an actor. But what makes you a great actress or actor is being able to put yourself into a different place. And become a person that you're not, or maybe that you're like. And I didn't like the role at first because I was like, oh, I'm nothing like her. But I didn't realize at the time that that's what acting is. To be able to do that. And so I played Frenchie in Greece. But I've also done other things. Like, I was a part of Arena Stage Club. And so we did different plays, and we had to memorize scripts. And I mean the whole script. Like, be able to memorize it and do it perfectly when you get up there on stage, because that's it. And I feel like maybe that actually helped me with my writing and my performing, and I didn't even realize it. Because to be able to memorize all of that stuff, that takes a lot.
It does.
It takes a lot. So it was very fun, though. It was very fun. Acting is so fun. It's so fun.
So would you consider, like, taking any roles, or has anybody approached you about possibly doing any roles?
For acting, no.
Would you want to?
Actually, Pandora told me she was working on a movie. And she wanted to be part of her movie.
Okay.
But other than that, I haven't been offered any roles, but I would love to. I would love to. I want to do everything.
I hear that.
Everything I could possibly do.
Yeah.
So I also write books.
Really?
So I've been writing, because at first, before the music, I was writing stories. So I was writing since the 4th grade. But I never really stuck to it, because being in school, it's like you gotta focus on school. You don't really got too much time for that. But yeah, I do fiction stories. So,
awesome.
Yeah, I dabble into a lot of different things.
Yeah, I see. Multi-layered, multifaceted.
But altogether, I'm just a writer at heart. So I'm a writer first. So.
Yeah. So, well, now that you're saying books and of course songs, and you've been in acting, would you consider writing a play, writing a movie yourself?
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. I feel like a book is kind of like a play. Like, any book, you can take any book and put it on screen, on stage. So I would definitely do that.
Okay. So there's no limits.
Yes, no limits. No
That's
limits.
Good. That's good. So I'm sure you still riding the wave of London Bridge, but like now we're in a new year.
Yes.
So what are your plans for this year in terms of, like, how do you want to raise your level of artistry? What types of things do you want to do musically? And, you know, not just for this year, but beyond.
So this year I was really focusing on the R&B, the strictly R&B, because I feel like I didn't really give people that yet. I feel like I gave people rap, but I didn't really give them like my R&B. But I'm going to take a lot of time on it because I wanted to come out like perfect.
Yeah.
I wanted to come out as perfect as it can be. So I'm definitely going to put out an R&B project. Most likely it's going to be an EP.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm going to put out an R&B project. And then towards the summertime, I want to put out another rap project.
Okay.
But I definitely want it to be bigger than London Bridge.
Okay.
Bigger,
Okay.
just leveling up.
Yeah.
Leveling up.
Yeah.
And with this project, I know my first project was more so of this is who I am. But the next project is going to be more of I'm here to stay. Like putting my foot in the door.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
stamping my name. So definitely,
Yeah.
that's what I want to do. But I know for the R&B, I'm going to take my time because I feel like it's so much.
Yeah.
Like it's so much more time in the studio, just all around.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can announce the new one, the other one since we here
what?
for the first time.
What new one?
Ours.
Oh, and me and Gifted are doing a project together.
Really?
Yes, we're working on a project.
Okay. Okay.
And I don't know exactly when it's going to come out.
Okay.
But we are taking our time. So
Okay.
it's a lot of things. I'm working on a lot of things. And a new video. I want to put out a new video soon.
Okay. Okay. I'm actually like excited to hear that you and Gift are gonna be working on a project
Yes.
because y'all both know how much I love Porch. You know what I'm saying? And like y'all have really good chemistry, like as you know, from artist to artist. And I always like to see artists who have that type of chemistry do more things together. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a bunch of people I've seen do stuff together that I'm like, dang, I wish they would have done a project together. But I'm glad to see that y'all are gonna do that and take your time doing it because I'm sure it's gonna be dope.
So
once it's
so
out.
far we have a name. It's called Love Often Value Everything. So
I see
Yeah.
the acronym there. See, I'm a sucker for a good acronym right there. I like that. Okay,
so,
okay.
2019 is just, oh my gosh, it's
Yeah.
gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
Exciting though. And if you notice, I'm on Twitter more now. I wasn't really into Twitter at first, but I kind of get it because I see how you post something, different people. It's like your stuff get around faster.
That's true.
So
That's true.
I'm loving it.
Yeah,
I'm loving
yeah.
Back on Twitter, I'm on Instagram, I'm everywhere.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So the last question I'm gonna ask is actually for Gifted. I'm gonna ask you a question. You know, as I guess manager. You know what I'm saying? Like, how would you assess Bree as an artist? Like, what you've seen so far and what you see her capability and potential to be.
Right now, she the GOAT. She took over. At first, she used to be. She ain't never wanted to sing in front of nobody. Never wanted to go to a show. Now, every week, when we going to the next show? When my next show? When my next interview? When we going to the studio? Like,
Yeah.
she hungry, so
Yeah.
she done took over. I done fell back since my project, and we working on her.
Yeah.
So she just like right now, she moving. She way different from the old Bree.
Yeah.
So like she working harder than the rest of us. I ain't gonna lie. Definitely.
Well, that's good. If anything, it'll light a fire under the rest of y'all. You know what I'm saying? Which y'all are hard workers anyway. Like y'all are always doing things and always like just moving. You know, and I think that's one of the things I appreciate about you, Bree, about you, Gifted, and PGMG, OTG, like everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all are some of the hardest working people in the city. You know what I'm saying? And I definitely appreciate it as a fan of what y'all do. You know?
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely. So we gonna close this out. Have you figured out what you want to do yet?
I have.
Okay. All right. So you gonna give us some singing bars?
I'm I'm a rap.
You gonna rap? Okay.
I'm gonna do a rap. A
Okay.
little rap I put together.
All right. Cool.
All right.
All right.
I'm really tired of the penny pinching. Almost I'm running with my bucket. It's like precious cause I need my chicken. I hustle daily cause I got to get it. There ain't no rules upon us to this game, so it's best to get out your feelings. And all my DC women are a witness. Say women talk, but when they see you, they on mute like don't forget the lyric. And all that BS, I don't wanna hear it. Because I'm on the pathway to the fame with gifted. Yeah, you know we near it. I get the taste of all this flavor all up in your ear. PGMG taking over. This out, yeah. Label got the cheddar stocking in this building fast, so you could view my backside just to kiss my. Who said they wanted? They don't want it with me. You want a rapper or a single or some bars got or three? And no, they still can't mess with how I walk and step in these streets. So I'm just laughing when they tell me that they better than me. You see?
That's what I'm talking about. All right. Give some bars. I'm here for it. That's what's up.
Rapping. I feel like rapping is more fun to me.
I can understand that.
And singing is more serious to me. So
yeah,
I feel like I'm just blessed to be able to tap into both, to know how to do both.
Yeah. Because a lot of people, you know, they have the talent to do both, but sometimes like people kind of lean more toward one than the other. And I definitely can relate to the whole thing of rapping being more fun. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, I got hold a note, but I prefer not to sing. You know what I'm saying? But like, I feel like even as a producer, like producing rappers is a little bit more fun. You know what I'm saying? Like producing singers is cool, but it's like it's a little bit more freedom with rap.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and definitely I feel like now people don't put as much pressure on like what it takes to be a rapper. Now. Like I feel like now anybody could be a rapper. If you got the image.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like lyrically and just like back in the day, the things that you had to have to be considered like a real rapper.
Yeah.
I don't feel like people put that much pressure on rappers as much now.
That's true. That's very true.
I mean, no disrespect, but 6ix9ine. Look at 6ix9ine. Like he's on top of the world right now.
Yeah.
And I mean, he got the rainbow hair, the tattoos on his face, you know. But it's also dope because who would have thought 10 years ago?
Right.
10 years ago that somebody like 6ix9ine could be on top.
Right.
So, I mean, things are just changing now.
And it's a matter of, you know, in a lot of ways, embracing the change, you know what I'm saying? And not necessarily slamming it, but, you know, seeing it for what it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So let everybody know where they can find you on social media and where they can find your music as well.
Okay, well, London Bridge, my first debut project, is available on Spinrilla and Spotify for free. And you can find me on Instagram at Bree London 202. That's BREE London 202. You can find me on Twitter at Bree London. And you can find me on Facebook and YouTube and SoundCloud at Bree London.
All right. Cool. So I'm going to let you, first and foremost, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely. You know, so it was a pleasure. And
definitely.
Yeah. Thank you, Gifted, for coming too. You know
I
what I'm saying?
would love to come back.
You already know anytime. I'll come back anytime.
Hey, y'all already know. Y'all got an open invite. Anytime y'all want to come back, you know, just let me know. You know, y'all family. So, Bree, I'm going to go ahead and let you introduce your song.
All right. Hello, everyone. This is Bree London. This is my first single that I ever put out. It's motivational. It's definitely for women to stand up. It's called Already Winning, and I hope that you enjoy it.
Right here on the official Hump Day Motivation, DMV and beyond. This is Bars.
I just wanna know why they hate me. I don't understand. I walk with my head held high, 'cause I know my worth. She talks me down when I'm gone, face to face, no words. Think I wanna be when she sees me. But when I approach, she says that it wasn't about me. Can't seem to believe her. No, I don't think I believe her. Oh, no. I know. 'Cause there's no competition. Already winning. Winning, winning. Winning, winning. There's no competition. Already winning. Winning, winning. Winning, winning. She says that she can take my man if she wants to. But she don't have an effect on him like I do. She can't get any weaker. No man don't wanna keep her. Oh, no. Oh, no. She wanna be friends with me when no one's around. I thought her stop being fake, but I am not down. She can't speak for herself. Always needs somebody else. Oh, no. I know. But there's no competition. Already winning. Winning, winning. Winning, winning. There's no competition. Already winning. Winning, winning. Winning, winning. I'm better for myself and I don't need anyone else. Anyone else, anyone else, anyone else. I'm better for myself and I don't need anyone else. Anyone else, anyone else, anyone else. Need money, I got mine. Don't want me living on my own time. Fake friends, nah, I'm fine. Don't need fake hoes for my line. Switch it up, that's what I do. Think you're getting over on me? What is your IQ? Haters will always find you. Always sleeping under your mat. I don't have time to. Can't find me? I'm in the crease. Writing all these verses, analyzing beats. Never checking on IG. Just to see what these haters think of me. We are all roses built from concrete. Never perfect, trying to be the best. See, how you gonna try and demean me when you're cut from the same cloth, baby? Let's be. There's no competition. Already winning. Winning, winning. Winning, winning. There's no competition. Already winning. Winning, winning. Winning, winning.
More topics, more segments, more music means more bars after this.
When DC Radio brings to you the app. Yes, the app is now available on your Google Play and your App Store on your iPhone or your Android. Any of your pads that you might be using, be it if it's an iPad, iPad Mini, or if you have a Samsung Note, doesn't matter what you have, any mobile device, you can get the app so you can listen where you're at to Win DC Radio.
The Shops at Iverson is now undergoing a transformation, creating a mixed-use center where the community can come together to eat, shop, relax, and feel connected. The Shops at Iverson is a 600 KSF mixed-use property consisting of retail and office space now available. Located inside the Beltway on Branch Avenue, Maryland, just minutes from downtown D.C. It's an exciting time at the Shops at Iverson. Several beautiful renovation projects are ongoing, transforming the Shops at Iverson into the new safe community hub. DMV, get ready to enjoy the new food court. Opening late spring, early summer, featuring new restaurants like Chipotle, Quickway Hibachi, Tropical Smoothie, Wingstop, and free Wi-Fi. The Shops at Iverson, the original home of the world-famous Snickerdoodle cookies, is completing several cosmetic improvements to the mall interior, facade, and parking garage. The Shops at Iverson is the new home of Go Win Media, comprised of the DMV's premier internet radio stations, GoGo Radio Live and Win DC Radio. For updates and more details, check out shopiverson.com. That's shopiverson.com.
Foreplay the Orgasm Show. I am your host, Hot Toddy, along with the Turn Up team, Miss Lolly and Showtime. Foreplay the Orgasm Show is each and every Tuesday night from 8 to 10, bringing you the sexy slow jams with very adult interactive conversation, only on WinDC Radio.
Man, look, y'all already know what time it is. It's your boy, Gerard Street Garvey, and my DJ, Kid Cannon. And when we together, you know what it is. Grind Season Radio, each and every Wednesday from 8 to 10 on WinDC Radio. Don't forget it. Yeah.
Looking for a new look? Check out Hair Academy 2 in the Shops at Iverson, Hillcrest Heights, Maryland. You'll get quality services done by developing stylists and barbers. Senior discounts offered weekly and free barbershop services available when you present a flyer. Chemical treatments are also available. Call 301-899-9100 for hours of operation. Hair Academy 2 in the Shops at Iverson, 3705 Branch Avenue, Suite 1010, lower level, Hillcrest Heights. A new look is waiting for you at Hair Academy 2.
We hope you didn't go too far. It's time for the second hour of the Balancing Act Radio Show, hosted by AJ Throwback, only on WinDCRadio.com and the WinDC Radio app, powered by GoWin.media.
If somebody tell you he hot, man, you know everybody hot now, Slim. He fish grease.
That's how we feel about this track right here. This is the Fish Grease Pick of the Week, only on Bars, on WinDCRadio.com and the WinDC Radio app, powered by GoWin.media.
Yeah. June. Live part 2. Ain't no games around here, man. We'll do this real.
On the beat.
I solemnly swear I can't tell a lie. I solemnly swear I can't tell a lie. I solemnly swear I can't tell a lie. My city ain't safe, it's a homicide. Homicide, homicide. I solemnly swear I can't tell a lie. I solemnly swear I can't tell a lie. My city ain't safe, it's a homicide. My city ain't safe, it's a homicide. They do it for real, they be down to ride. I lay down at night and I dream I die. I wake up in sweats and I try to hide. My girl asks me about it, I probably lie. I tell her the truth, I know she gon' cry. She know it ain't right, she can feel the vibe. I lay down with her and think homicide, homicide, homicide. Two of my brothers, they had to die. Both of them victims of homicide. I still see the pain in my mama's eye. Reach me, she want to, I know she try. So many of them fake ain't a friend of mine. Free as a bird, look, I'm trying to fly. Ain't trying to get caught up in homicide. I solemnly swear I can't tell a lie. I solemnly swear I can't tell a lie. I solemnly swear I can't tell a lie. My city ain't safe, it's a homicide. Homicide, homicide. I solemnly swear I can't tell a lie. I solemnly swear I can't tell a lie. My city ain't safe, it's a homicide. This money I'm making, I put in time. If I flow too hard, they be watching mine. So I'm on my business, I'm on the crime. Don't wanna be victim of homicide. Ain't hard to be victim of homicide. You look at him wrong, that's a homicide. You bump him too strong, that's a homicide. Puff teaching that drunk and do homicide. Homicide, homicide. Everyone hating but wanna shine. I pay no attention, I'm doing fine. But like you too hectic, I load the 9. You living in neutral, I'm stuck in drive. Don't stop for no bull, I keep floating by. The shots get the flame and you don't survive. Ain't trying to get caught up in homicide. I solemnly swear I can't tell a lie. I solemnly swear I can't tell a lie. I solemnly swear I can't tell a lie. My city ain't safe, it's a homicide. Homicide, homicide. I solemnly swear I can't tell a lie. I solemnly swear I can't tell a lie. My city ain't safe, it's a homicide. See everybody stepping with them guns with out. Them guns out. And you know it got the leg on it. Everybody moving with them guns with them guns out. Target with a picture of my head on it. I solemnly swear I can't tell a lie. 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 Ain't trying to get caught up in homicide. Homicide, homicide.
It's time to get back to AJ Throwback and Bars, only on WinDCRadio.com and the WinDC Radio app, powered by GoWin.media.
Yeah. We are back with Bars. You just heard the Fish Grease Pick of the Week from June the Kid with Homicide. Shout out to everybody that's been tuned in on the live. I'm not sure, Justin. Shout out, Justin. Appreciate Narcissus. Appreciate you tuned in. Shout out to everybody that's been tuned in. Calvin, Neen. Y'all know somebody named Trick Bike? Nah. Fleazy? I don't know who that is.
Wait, I do.
Yeah, oh yeah. Okay, yeah.
That's my cousin.
Yeah,
Shout
so
out
he
to Fleazy.
yeah, he sent a shout out early in the show, real early. You know what I'm saying? Oh, okay, that's what's up. So yeah, shout out everybody. I see you, Kay, Mr. Sean from Mike's Corner on every other Tuesday, right here on WinDCRadio.com, 6 to 8 p.m. Along with the ladies of Let's Be Clear, who will be on next Tuesday, 6 to 8 Tuesday, right here, WinDCRadio.com. Shout out to Nee, shout out to Becky, shout out the whole crew, shout out to Mike, Mr. Sean, Will, and Sco. You know what I'm saying? They had a really interesting conversation yesterday about the whole R. Kelly thing. So if y'all haven't seen that, definitely check that out. Shout out to Giles. I see you, brother. Shout out to Jazz. Appreciate you tuning in. Once again, Narcissus, and of course the missus watching. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate the support, baby. Yeah, so we're going to get into the main topic of the day.
It's time to get back to AJ Throwback. And
we do that, let's make sure we get all of this right with the audio. Sometimes I mess up. But anyway, hold on one second. Let's see if it actually play right. Yeah, it's playing. Okay. All right. So, yeah. So y'all can stay around. Y'all wrong.
Oh, it don't matter.
Yeah. I mean, if y'all welcome to stay if y'all want to. I mean, hey, you know. I mean, I'm just talking a little New Year's stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's all. So, as I was kind of saying with Bree earlier, one of the things that for me leading into 2019 was important was having the right attitude coming into 2019. And a lot of times I think we all can kind of sort of relate to this, is that people get caught up in resolutions. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And like, oh, you know, I'm a lose weight and I'm gonna get on this diet and I'm a do this differently. I'm a, you know, whatever it might be. And or I'm gonna save money, or I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. And a lot of times people don't follow through, you know.
Most of the time.
Yeah. You know, and so it's funny because I was listening to April Watts. She's a radio personality in Baltimore, and she also has a podcast called April After Dark. And one of the things that she was saying on her, I think the name of the episode was New Year, No Resolutions. And one of the things that she was talking about was having a theme for your year instead of resolutions, and beginning stuff in the previous year versus waiting until you get to January 1st and then all of a sudden you want to start doing stuff. You know, like it has to be a thing where you are already practicing what you want to achieve, you know.
Because I feel like resolutions, people, they'll be like, okay, when the first come, I'm gonna do this every single day of the year. Yeah. And that's not really realistic. No. Especially when you haven't been doing it at first. Right. So it's like you have to be real with yourself. Like, okay, you know.
Like, why wait till the first to change what you should have been changed? If you knew you had a problem, should have just been changed it from the get-go.
Agreed.
Right.
Agreed.
Especially losing weight. I want to lose weight on the first. You had it all last year.
But it takes more than just like you have to know and acknowledge that you're going to mess up.
Right.
You're going to make mistakes, and that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just about keeping that focus. Like, okay, I'll mess up, but I'm gonna get back into it. Like, you can't just be like, expect yourself to be perfect. Right. Like, because it's a whole new year.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not like you a new person. It's just
yeah, you the same old person. Yeah. You know, it's just adopting like new ways of looking at things, new approaches. Like, I know for me, one of the things that I didn't want to do was get to like the new year and be like, I want to get in shape for the summer. You know what I'm saying? Or I want to just get in shape, period. And that's another thing. Changing the language. You know, instead of saying I will or someday, you know, I think it was somebody, they had a book called like Someday Is Not a Day of the Week. You know what I'm saying? And it's like a lot of people get caught up in that, like, oh, I'm gonna get it together someday with starting a business. I'm gonna get it together someday with saving money. I'm gonna get it together someday with starting my music career. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it might be.
Someday is like saying, it's like you say someday, and then the next day you saying someday again, then the next day you saying, like, you gotta be more specific.
Yeah, and you have to hold yourself accountable, you know, for your goals. And so one of the things for me that was important before I get into like my particular thing that I got was like getting in shape. And I started that in August because I went down to Miami, and I ain't gonna lie, I was like jealous, like seeing these dudes walk around like no shirt on, just walking around, throwing around a football, cut up and everything. I'm like, I want that. You know what I'm saying? I've been wanted that, but I'll BS. Like, I'll do one aspect of it, like I'll eat good, but then I won't work out, or I'll work out, but I don't eat good. You know what I'm saying? So it ends up being a thing where it's like, okay, I got to put it all together at the same time.
But you never know. They probably was in your position at some point.
Yeah.
Like, they probably was like, you know, they probably didn't look like that before.
Mm-hmm.
Some people, not everybody, because the commercials put on this whole facade of like, oh, at this point, he was like 300 pounds.
Right.
Like, no, I feel like people who lose a lot of weight, it really takes a lot of time. Like, and it takes discipline. It takes a whole lot. Like, it's not just like, oh, one day you 200 pounds and the next day you 100 and something. Like, no.
That's how the commercials make it seem.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how,
like 2 weeks later, drop 150 pounds.
And now they having it to where it's like you really have, it's like the more time that goes past, the more you really have to discipline yourself, because nowadays they making it to where everything is coming to you.
Right.
Like, especially with the whole, you know, people delivering groceries to your house. The whole, like, just everything is becoming more of technology and more lazy. So it's like you have to really, and the commercials, the whole food commercials every 10, 15 minutes. Like, you have to really discipline yourself and be like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. Like, have a real plan and make room for mistakes. That's the important part.
Yeah, I was literally watching a commercial. The commercial's been circulating for a minute. Literally watching a commercial last night. They know people been trying to like do good in the new year, and they feed right on it. Wendy's got this commercial with that doggone chicken, maple bacon, whatever that doggone sandwich is. It's on like a croissant bun. And then they gonna put in it cheat day ? I'm like, really? Really? Real petty. I'm like,
everybody be having a little. Now everybody got a 4 for $4 deal. McDonald's got a now Burger King got one. Wendy's been had one. Like, they just making it so you can just go there, eat, and gain weight.
Yeah.
Then you complain, just like Uber Eats. Now you ain't gotta leave your house no more.
Right.
And they putting more on the burgers, like, and ridiculous stuff. Like, they have steak with something else, and it's just like, really
overkill.
Do you really need all of that stuff?
Yeah, it's crazy how they doing it, you know. But they know what they doing though. I mean, you know, just like the Planet Fitnesses and all the other places know what they doing. The fast food chains like, oh, but we gonna be on the opposite. And for all those of y'all after January 10th, that's probably gonna fail your little regimen anyway. Why don't you come on over to Wendy's, get you this chicken maple bacon joint. Cheat day turns into cheat days.
And it's crazy because now they stay open late. So you leave the club, you automatically hungry.
Right.
Off the 2 in the morning, everything open. You can go down 8th Street, everything's still open. And pizza and
right.
Fried chicken. I'm like, y'all petty. Like, y'all
a lot of businesses, they making money off of like people's inconveniences.
Right. Yeah, they are.
A lot of businesses, and if you think about it from a business mindset, it's kind of smart.
Oh yeah.
But altogether, it's like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
It is. So my theme for 2019, it started off as just one thing, but then it started developing. And I always look at things kind of sort of I've always kind of looked at myself as a superhero of certain senses. And so when I started, because like I said earlier, I love a good acronym. So it started coming together, and so it ended up being Cape. And so the C is for consistency. That's always been an Achilles heel for me. Like being consistent with whatever it is that I'm doing, whether it's you know, taking my health into consideration, being more serious about my health, whether it's saving money, whether it's working on music. Because I mean, last year it was a bit of a struggle, if I'm being honest. It was a struggle because I focused more on radio. And so I didn't devote as much time to the artistry side of things. Like I was focused on like helping other artists, but I wasn't investing enough time into my own art.
He knows what that's like.
I had a rough time doing the whole F Love.
Yeah.
I was focused on the whole OTG. I was focused on everybody but me.
Yeah. 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 And that's the thing. Like you gotta focus on yourself. You know, and you have to be consistent at the things that you're passionate about. And that's what I came to realize. I mean, I always knew it, but it's a matter of putting it into action. And so I know for me, one of the areas was working out and eating right, both at the same time.
Oh, that's the hardest. That for me, that's because they make it's so they make it so easy.
Yeah.
To just go and eat this or go and eat that.
Right.
Especially because it's cheaper.
Right.
It's quicker.
That's
why I said you gotta really, really discipline yourself.
Mm-hmm.
If you notice all the food places close to your house and gyms, you gotta go far
Mm-hmm.
get to a gym.
Right. Exactly.
And they assume that you're not going to research about what's in your food, what you are eating.
Right.
So, and that's another thing. Like you have to pay attention to. Even when it comes to regular food that you cook at home, what are you eating?
Right.
Where is it coming from?
Right.
So what is it doing to your body?
Right.
So,
Like how much sodium does it have? How much sugar does it have? You know, and the thing is, a lot of people don't pay attention to that stuff, not realizing this. You should only be consuming a certain amount of sugar at a time, per serving.
It's very addicting.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, you think about sugar, cocaine, all that.
Yeah,
it's all connected. You know what I mean? They know what they're doing with a lot of that stuff. But it is about being smarter and being more consistent with how you eat. You know what I'm saying? Being consistent and reading the labels. And knowing, if you see certain ingredients at the top of the ingredient list, that's what it has more of. Say if you see something that got if high fructose corn syrup is the first ingredient in it, it's stay away from that.
I remember one time I had a bag of chips and I looked on the back and I just started. I went on Google and I just started typing in ingredients. Probably most of them I couldn't pronounce it. I didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
But I just started looking it up and I was like, what is this? Why do we need this in our stuff?
Right.
You know, and when you really start looking it up and realizing I'm eating stuff that I can't even pronounce, it makes you oh no,
right.
want to back up.
Right.
Oh no, this is not
I read a label of a bottle of water and it had about 10, 15 different.
Yeah.
I was
it's water.
You can't put nothing in water.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's crazy.
It really is. It really is. So yeah, so that was the first part of the acronym. So C for consistency. A was the first one I came up with, abundance. God gave me that off the rip in 2018. Probably I say somewhere around August or September. I just kept getting abundance as I moved into 2019. I think because a lot of 2018 was waiting. A lot of 2018 was preparing. And so a lot of times when you in that season of harvest, not reaping the harvest, but sowing. When you in that season of sowing, a lot of times you're not going to see the harvest until the next season, you know. And so 2018 was a lot of sowing, a lot of okay, I gotta wait, I gotta put a seed here, put a seed there, you know. And I knew that in 2019 it would be a matter of me just watching it grow and being patient enough to actually see the abundance come. And
I was talking about that the other day, everybody, because a lot of artists, I know I've done it sometimes myself. You look at other artists and you think about your talent and you look at their talent and you're well, shouldn't I be at this place? But it's everybody's path is different for a reason.
Right. Right.
for a reason. Like maybe it's not. Maybe you gotta see some things or learn some things before you get to that place that you want to be.
Right.
Like it's not. Or some people they get there, and you know it's like different for everybody. You can't expect that to be the same for you.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. Yeah. Agreed there. And one of the examples for me with abundance, closing up that part of it, is I knew that like I was being surrounded with people I needed to be surrounded by in order to influence me to be abundant. You know what I'm saying? Like other like fellow producers. Like when I put out, you know, the instrumental project, I kind of miss Southeast. God had put certain people in my life that I had been working with through the show, through Breakout Kings and being here with Bars. You know, like people thinking about people like, you know, shouting out people like my man Devo Wayne, ADST Music, Native Sons, Doc Brass, Euro, like a bunch of other producers. Armani Jackson, I gotta shout him out, that they just put out instrumental projects. And for the longest time I was like, put out an instrumental project? Like, who wants to just listen to beats? But then I realized like how many people just like listening to beats.
Yeah, we definitely do.
You know what I'm saying? And it ended up being a thing because I was obedient in that moment and said, okay, let me put this project out. It ended up already is leading to abundance. You know what I'm saying? Just by one, being obedient, and two, being confident in my talent. You know, and so I think that's the biggest thing for anybody out there. Like the best way to be abundant is to believe in the fact that you have something that can be abundant. You know, so that's the A. P is for promptness, and I'm gonna tell y'all like this: I'm on time for everything except work. I am terrible when it comes to being on time for work, and I'm also not that great at time management. Like with certain things, I'm good at it, but I have a bad habit of like kind of sort of focusing so much energy and attention on one thing that other things get neglected. You know what I'm saying? Like if I spend a whole bunch of time on, say, working out, making beats might get neglected. If I spend a whole bunch of time on working on a radio show, making beats might get neglected, or writing rhymes might get neglected. Whereas like I have to, promptness, it goes beyond just being on time for things in terms of like getting someplace on time, but it also means if I set a certain schedule for something, if I carve out an hour to do this, I need to stick to that hour. You know what I'm saying? If I have a certain day that I work on music, I need to work on it on that day. If I have a certain day that I work on the show, I need to work on it on that day. If I'm at work, I need to turn off my damn notifications because it's going to distract me and keep me from doing what I need to do. And that leads into the E, which is efficiency. Being efficient with my time. If I manage my time well, if I expect to see abundance, if I'm going to be consistent, I have to be efficient. I have to make the most of my time. If I only have 45 minutes or an hour to write rhymes or make beats or whatever it might be, I have to be efficient in that time. If I carve out a certain amount of time with my family, I got to make sure that I'm undistracted in that time, that time is quality time. And that's the thing. Some people focus on the quantity of time, and I've been guilty of that. Some people focus on the quantity of time instead of the quality of the time. You can make the most out of 30 minutes. And it's funny because they always say everybody gets the same amount of time. Everybody gets 24 hours in a day, 7 days in a week. That equals 168 hours in a week. We got the same amount of time. It's about managing it and doing the most within that time. You know, so that's really my theme for not just 2019, but beyond. You know, because for me, that's going to be the key to success, is being consistent, embracing abundance, being prompt, and being efficient. So I don't know if y'all had any themes that y'all had, you know, going into the year or not.
I mean, we definitely talked about stuff that we wanted to do for this year. But I think for me, one of the things he told me was like, I like to plan a lot. Mm-hmm. Like I'm a person who I like to plan a whole lot. And sometimes I don't make room for like, okay, what if this goes left? Like, I expect it to go exactly how I planned it.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I be disappointed. So I guess for this year, just going more with the flow. You know what I'm saying? Not really giving myself a time limit to do this or to do that.
Yeah.
Just kind of not really expecting certain things. Just kind of letting myself just live and do what I need to do. So that's what I want to do.
Yeah, being a little bit more open. Yeah. What about you, Gibbon? Hey.
Nah, mine, this year, mine was like basically a lot more to focus on me, like you said, like focus on my projects and getting stuff out instead of like last year. I done really delayed like months of my project because I was helping like getting the OTG stuff together.
Yeah.
From far as the clothing, far as the booking shows, radio interviews. Then I was working with Bree project. Then I was helping Jay-Z with the camera. It's like I was doing so much that I forgot about my whole project. So,
Yeah.
and this year I'm just gonna be focused. Like I'm gonna still help out when I can, but I'm focused on me first.
Yeah.
Just getting my project done, and then the rest of the time, whoever needs help, that's who I come to.
Yeah. I mean, you definitely got to do that, you know, because it's about recognizing that you have something to offer, you know, and knowing what your gift is, knowing what your talent is, and being there for people, but also being there for yourself.
Oh yeah, and this year I'm starting my own organization called Gifted. It stands for Giving Hands Feeding the Entire DMV. So it's like this year I'm gonna have some of my team and we're gonna help the homeless. We're gonna do toy drives and give out clothes, coats. Just gonna do a nonprofit. We ain't looking for no money or nothing. We just gonna do it on our own and help our city get back.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I mean, y'all strike me as the type that was just gonna be like something down the line anyway, because y'all was already doing stuff like that anyway.
We was already through the cookout every year. Right. For the community.
Yeah.
And that's still going on. We're doing that this year too.
Okay. So it sounds like a big 2019 for you, Bree.
Yes.
PGMG, OTG. You know what I'm saying? Big things on the horizon. So sound like 2019 is definitely going to be a great year for everybody. Yeah. So I appreciate y'all, sticking around a little bit longer. You know what I'm saying? Joining in on that topic.
No problem.
Appreciate that. All right, so that'll wrap up that segment, and we're gonna go ahead and get back into the music. This is Elijah Divine with Zone for Friends, and you are listening to the official Hump Day motivation for the DMV and beyond. This is Bars.
Tell me, can we find the time to get what we deserve? I know that we like to flirt, but I don't wanna get our feelings hurt. I know you and I can be friends if we try. Weekends passing, just got to take time. I know you and I can be friends if we try. Weekends passing, just got to take time. Hope your soul ain't feeling down, floating on a nimbus cloud, trying to make our parents so very proud. Baby, can I look into your eyes and find a new horizon, making checks like Verizon? Tell me if I'm pressing too hard now, tension get me by now. I got it, your ex left you scarred down. Tell me what you want from me, I know you just want custody. It's clear you're not in love with me, but damn, should I let the song breathe? Tell me, should I just leave? I know I must duck, bob and weave. Hope I'm not taking on your steeds, but tell me, baby, just tell me, baby. Tell me, can we find the time to get what we deserve? I know that we like to flirt, but I don't wanna get our feelings hurt. I know you and I can be friends if we try. Weekends passing, just got to take time. I know you and I can be friends if we try. Weekends passing.
passing just got to take time. I'ma shoot my shot, hopefully that I score. Girl, I know you want me, but I just want you more. Let's grind like we broke, and let's grind like we poor. And I wanna know, baby, how far can we soar? I'ma shoot my shot, hopefully that I score. Girl, I know you want me, but I must want you more. Let's grind like we broke, let's grind like we poor. I wanna know, baby, how far can we soar? I know you and I could be friends if we try. Weekends passing, all we gotta do is take time. I know you and I could be friends if we try. Weekends passing, all we gotta do is take.
Whether you call yourself a beat maker or a producer, let's get those fire instrumentals some more burn. You could be featured during our segments as the next Bars Producer of the Week. Email at least 5 of your best beats to balancingactradioshow@gmail.com. That's balancingactradioshow@gmail.com.
Yes. Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. I'm your host today for this epic event, and let me introduce myself. It's Wax and Mill, the E-pill coming through your stereo. Here to bring the heat like De Niro. How many rappers out there like me? Yes, zero. It's your young Colombia's hero. It's me. My future's so bright, but your haters trying to dim it. Losers of this game, I'm all in trying to win it. And I'ma rock it hard from the start to the finish. To let society know I'm a menace. You sweet talking rappers, y'all gon' make me need a dentist. Eating your rhymes up, I chew them up and spit it back, get you fitted. And I know I'm not perfect, I'm the first to admit it. But I strive for perfection and to stay up on my pivot. Cause I didn't live long, even though life's a midget. So now I'm up early, headed out for the digits. Willing and ready to do whatever it takes to get it. Working a 9 to grind, put it all on the line. Making sure all my kids eating at dinner time. I'm fine, the way we do this thing is oh so divine, huh? Take a hit above this pine, put my life in the rhyme. I got a purpose to be here, it's all from design, that's why. It's Wax and Mill, the E-pill coming through your stereo. Here to bring the heat like De Niro. How many rappers out there like me? It's zero. Michigan, Colombia's hero. It's me. It's Wax and Mill, the E-pill coming through your stereo. Here to bring the heat like De Niro. How many rappers out there like me? It's zero. Michigan, Colombia's hero. It's me. Said my game is so tight and I'm a tighter. Steer my wheel clear from all your choirs. Why you complaining? I'm maintaining no stress. It's so draining. In my world, it's always sunshine. Even when it's raining, I'm dry. You can't tell what I'm blazing. It smells so amazing. Got my eyes Asian, my brain's feeling Cajun. I'm high. What's in the control of my soul when I roll? I'm fresh from head to toe. It's your man, Wax and Mill. I'm fly. But clothes don't make the man. I'm the man in the man. You's a fan of my clan. You can't step on my land. Don't try. If I state it out my mouth, it's the truth, no lie. Cause I can never talk just to get by. I was taught, always look another man in his eye. And always stay up in your rear view in your car when you drive, huh? Cause haters always creeping from the rear or the blind. Same equivalency of getting sucker punched from behind. Nah, and I ain't going for that. I'm not a chick, I never folded. And I got my own bag and my team locked and loaded. Wax and Mill, the E-pill will never sugarcoat it. The book on honor and loyalty, I wrote it. Anything I state out my mouth, you can quote it. You don't like it, don't oppose it. It's my time, I'm the chosen. I'm ice cold, frozen. To the beat, it was sloping. It was closed, now it's open. And I'm going in to watch what you're holding. The E-pill coming through your stereo. Here to bring the heat like De Niro. How many rappers out there like me? It's zero. Michigan, Colombia's hero. It's me. It's Wax and Mill, the E-pill coming through your stereo. Here to bring the heat like De Niro. How many rappers out there like me? It's zero. Michigan, Colombia's hero. It's me.
You hear this spot right here? This could be your spot where you pull your new customer. If you're a nascent or established business or entrepreneur and you believe you have the right product for our audience, then advertise with Bars. For more details on our rates, packages, and deals for first-time clients, email balancingactradioshow@gmail.com. That's balancingactradioshow@gmail.com.
Woke up and I'm still tired, still be giving out thanks. Stunting on cadets, don't let the general pull ranks. I ain't one for that okie doke, not the okie doke. Nothing goes around till I say so. What I say goes, blowing a stack. What you gonna do with that? Y'all know I'm born to play. She throwing that back. When you all hear that smack, ain't nothing more to say. Nothing more to say. These lames cannot pass, go. Nice guys sometimes. Really what they mad for, I give them what they ask for. I'm just too much for these, too much for my friends. Sometimes I'd rather be in my zone. I'm not paying the world no mind, this is all I know. Always keeping it G, never going OD, never going OD. I'm just too much for these, too much for my friends. Sometimes I'd rather be in my zone. I'm not paying the world no mind, this is all I know. Always keeping it G, never going OD, never going OD, nah. Risk takers make moves in silence, money long and still be piling. Pockets young, y'all looking childish. Fast track, go check my mileage. They ain't up to par, they don't work for what they want. They just ride till you take off, then they get that coup de grace. Not me, do my own thing probably. New girl got a degree, specializing in botany for the whole team. New rules, old game, new friends, mo change. Pour a little bit more with the Jose, no chase. Oh, thanks. Too much for these, too much for my friends. Sometimes I'd rather be in my zone. I'm not paying the world no mind, this is all I know. Always keeping it G, never going OD, never going OD. I'm just too much for these, too much for my friends. Sometimes I'd rather be in my zone. I'm not paying the world no mind, this is all I know. Always keeping it G, never going OD, never going OD, nah. Skinny frame with slimmer frame, slow fade since 7th grade. Real, I ascertain that's been sent from heaven's gate. See, you don't wanna hear my story, cause you ain't in the next chapter. You don't wanna hear my glory, cause you really wasn't a factor. Talk about so-and-so tried it, trying to compare to who? Talking about he say, she said, why they comfortable telling you? I ain't trying to judge, okay, I'm trying to judge. Just know I will not budge, one thing I do know of.
Work hard, keep going, no, I don't owe 'em. Stay true and keep growing, game face I keep showing.
Tell them folk be quiet, tell them folk be quiet. Tell them folk be quiet, tell them folk be quiet. I'm just too much for these, too much for my friends. Sometimes I'd rather be in my zone. I'm not paying the world no mind, this is all I know. Always keeping it G, never going OD, never going OD. I'm just too much for these, too much for my friends. Sometimes I'd rather be in my zone. I'm not paying the world no mind, this is all I know. Always keeping it G, never going OD, never going OD, nah.
I actually like that tape.
Yo, Yo, what's good, bro? What's going on, bro? Oh, you know, man, same old shit, man, you know.
Hey, yo, y'all about to get a juking at the kickback later?
What? Nah, man, I'm about to go home.
Welcome to a kickback where there ain't no guest list. You should let me see it. These suck up on them breast assists. I can have a head going, you just bring an extra fit. Liquid courage really got these hoes so affectionate. Most definite, we be turning up so easy, we just do it effortless. Shout out to my bro Jada, graduated BU. I see you, look up at the wall and you'll notice the diploma. It's a little loud from the marijuana odor. If you ain't a drinker, let me mix you up a soda. You joke about a rum and coke until you get pulled over. Call my nigga Juice, ask him check his outlet, cause I'm looking for my charger. Reach for a chaser, but I grab something harder. I just wanna drink and chop it up just like a barber. Someone spiked the punch with some pills and molly water. Man, I'm so gone. Blowing on this headband got me feeling headstrong. Even when I'm high through, found a way to kept going. Bitches stripping in the corner, she ain't got no clothes on. Humping on the couches, this the same reason why I never want to house it. Cause when you at a kickback, get a drink, sit back, fuck the idle chit chat, off like a wrist slap, party like it's pitch black, party like it's pitch black. Cause when you at a kickback, get a drink, sit back, fuck the idle chit chat, off like a wrist slap, party till it's pitch black, party till it's pitch black. Welcome to a kickback, all the ladies done up, is Mrs. Still your nigga and she's out here on the come up. Mall pass a filter, I'm just trying to roll one up. I saw a couple white skins who look like Rihanna, all the belt buckles saying Dolce & Gabbana. When I get behind her, I can notice her vagina. She's feeling off the wall. Ain't worried about work. Niggas sloppy drunk spilling gin on their shirt. But since you color bang, you don't want none of this perk. Come fill your cup up, feeling on your butt. What? It's a celebration. If you stuck at work and I know you feeling caged, you on your 9 to 5 and you feeling so enslaved, and this hoe in your office keeps getting you enraged. Shots for my mama who just got herself engaged.
Cheers,
Mr.
cheers.
Doug Sanders, a man about something and a lady with some standards. Then we, oh shit, is that James Brown?
It is James Brown.
Hey, this is supposed to be dead.
For you, some reincarnation of James Brown?
Well, cousin, need a little something.
And what could that possibly be, sudden reincarnation of James Brown?
I think you need a little bit of brown sugar, bam. Cause when you at a kickback, get a drink, sit back, style chit chat, off like a wrist slap, party like it's pitch black, party like it's pitch black. Cause when you at a kickback, get a drink, sit back, the idle chit chat, off like a wrist slap, party till it's pitch black, party till it's pitch black.
The habitate.
Son, that's why I write this song. I said, thanks for coming to my kickback. And I'm so happy y'all came with me. Later, dude. This shit is a million times funnier with other people.
Organizing any type of event to benefit the people in your neighborhood? Then submit it for the Bars Community Calendar. Send all important information, including point of contact, to balancingactradioshow@gmail.com. That's balancingactradioshow@gmail.com.
She think that she bad, but I'm better. Cause when I walk in the spot, everybody turn up and don't even look at her. Oh, she mad, what's the matter? If Jackie ain't this, Jackie ain't that, then why the chit chatter? I got lips, hips, small waist, more than just a pretty face. Make my own man, so he gotta make plenty cake. Lips, hips, small waist, yeah, I know he wanna chase. Yeah, I know she wanna hate because she wanna take my place. We bout to rubber rock life in the flyway, bouncing up, music up, watch me do it my way. D&B, shout it, it's in my DNA. Now that we don't talk about you wanna say it, cause I look good. They think that I wear houses, but my hustle took me out the hood, so don't get it misunderstood. I look good. They think that I wear houses, but my hustle took me out the hood, so don't get it misunderstood. Understood. Walla, take a joke, back up, but the wall. You know that I had to show up, that I stutter, no. Dancing on tables because I'm feeling tall. Don't care if it's the replay, the DJ going off. Runway swag on, they can't believe the clothes. Look like a squad of models, camouflages make us glow. Talking reckless about me and my clique is getting old. But every time you say my name, it's free promo. We back to rubber rock life in the flyway, bouncing up, music
Welcome back to the Balancing Act Radio Show, hosted by AJ Throwback, only on WinDCRadio.com and the WinDC Radio app, powered by GoWin.media.
Yeah. That was Jackie with Look Good. Before that, we had Jax of Creative Habitat with After Hours Kickback. Jax, who will be here on or on the phone, either one, January 23rd. So make sure y'all tune into that show. Before that, we had Redhead with Too Much, Waxamil with the E-Pill, and starting off the set, we had Elijah Divine with Zone 4 Friends. Definitely want to make sure I give, as always, the birthday shout outs. It is Capricorn season, so shout out to the Capricorns. Crystal, celebrating a birthday today. Happy birthday to you. Delonte Young, celebrating a birthday tomorrow. Erica and Ron, my man Ron Edwards, celebrating birthdays on Friday. Tiffany Jones, Crystal Towns, Millington, Mrs. Millington, celebrating birthdays next Sunday, I believe. My man Kenry Hughes, we had him here on back in November for our election show. And also Maggie, they're celebrating birthdays next Monday. And one of my biggest supporters, Tiffany Tillett, and Richard Jones, they're celebrating birthdays next Tuesday. All right, so let's get into this right here.
Let's see what's happening on the Bars community calendar.
All right, so we don't have too many community calendar events to announce today, but we do have some stuff we definitely want to make sure we highlight. The Food and Art Expo will be happening this Saturday, January 12th at 2:12 p.m. at the Gallery About Nothing, 805 East Baltimore Street, Baltimore, Maryland. Have you ever eaten inside an art gallery? Enjoy 3 chefs, 3 menus, and over 200 pieces of artwork. Prices vary. You must pay in advance. For more info, call or text 410-504-9249. And also, we have the 512 Experience. They will be having their emotional soul music cleansing next Thursday, January 17th. Shows at 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. at Blues Alley, 1073 Wisconsin Avenue Northwest. As a tribute to Donny Hathaway and Stevie Wonder, the talented lead vocalist and my friend, Kima Michelle with the 512 Experience will be giving way more than what the ticket is worth, as Kima plans on letting God use her to emotionally deliver folks. The cost is $22. For more info, please visit bluesalley.com to purchase tickets. And you can purchase tickets for either show, either the 8 p.m. show or the 10 p.m. show. All right, let's get to this right here.
Words of wisdom to get you through the rest of your week. These are the Bars for Life.
So, Arthur Seth Godin, I guess that's how he pronounces his last name, known for the best-selling book The Dip, a little book that teaches you when to quit and when to stick, once said, waiting for perfect is never as smart as making progress. And I think a lot of people, including myself, can relate to that, because a lot of times you want things to be ideal, whether it's been, you be in a relationship, or you wait for the right time to be a parent, you wait for the right time to start a business, you wait for the right time to go on a particular career path, you wait a particular time to lose weight or get in shape, whatever it might be. Conditions are not always going to be perfect. They're usually not going to be perfect. So it's a matter of maximizing those moments, being efficient, maximizing those moments where you are making progress, and really just feeding off of the progress you do make, instead of waiting for things to be ideal or perfect or right. Because like I said, no situation is never going to be 100% perfect. So you just got to do as much as you can and chip away and do things incrementally, instead of trying to go for a grand slam, because that's not realistic. You know what I'm saying? So, that's my last little jewels to give everybody, not just for the week, but for the year. We're in a new year. So just remember, it doesn't have to be perfect as long as you're making progress, as long as you're doing something. Do something at the end of the day. Just don't sit around and do nothing, because if you do nothing, you get nothing. But if you do something, you're going to get something out of it. And even if you fail, it's still a lesson, So words of wisdom for y'all. All right, so appreciate everybody tuning in today. Oh, before I close out, I definitely want to make sure I highlight something from one of my listeners, Calvin Williams, who also please make sure y'all support his podcast, Lush Vibes Radio, and follow him on Instagram at Lush Vibes Radio on Instagram. He said something, in response to the whole conversation about the new year. He was saying, gotta read labels all the time, diabetes. you know how us black folk pronounce it, diabetes. I'm all about beats, listening and making. And then this was the thing that got me. He was like, the focus for me this year is career and mental health. I've neglected my mental health for so many years, and it caught up with me in 2018. Things have to be different if I'm going to progress this year. And I think a lot of times people think of mental health in the sense of, these extreme circumstances, these extreme cases, but you really do have to take care of your mental health. You really do have to have your mind right before you attempt to do anything in life. You really have to just get your mind in order, realize what are your triggers, what are the things that just really kind of might make you anxious or whatever it might be. I think we all deal with mental health to one degree or another. And it's important that if our mind is right, then everything else will follow suit. And if anybody's watching on the live right now,
Bree London is a mental health patient.
Oh man, so I definitely appreciate you, brother, for being transparent like that. And shout out my man Justin. You know what I'm saying? He was showing love about the instrumental project. I appreciate everybody who's been showing love for the instrumental project, man. It's been a blessing, you know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you, Justin, for what he said. He said, glad you're going to focus on your project this year. Can't wait to hear and be a part of it. And it's going to be 2019, man. It's about to be real, and
getting the first beat 2019.
You heard it here first. You know what I'm saying? So, I appreciate everybody's support. And I definitely also, before I close this show, I want to dedicate this show to 3 people in their memory. I lost one of my aunts last week. She passed away. I don't want to necessarily get into how she passed away, but, it was sudden, and it really shocked the family. But she was just a bright spirit. I believe in celebrating people's lives. I believe in giving people roses, while they're here and when they're gone. You know what I'm saying? But she was a bright light in this world. She affected so many people. I mean, she was literally laying in a hospital bed a couple of days before she passed, worried about other people, worried about mental health, and that's just the type of person she was. She was just a sweet person, and I definitely want to dedicate this show to her. I also want to dedicate, and that's my Aunt Sharon Goings. Also, I want to dedicate this show to a coworker that I lost earlier this week, Stephanie Royal. She was also a huge supporter of mine. It shocked our entire job when we lost her, but another bright soul in this world. And that's the thing. It's like when people make an impact in this world, even when they're not here, you still feel their impact. She was somebody she was always kind to me, actually helped me get a lot of my health issues in order. And she was a blessing to so many different people. So many people had so many stories about what she did for them in her life. And when you leave that kind of mark, it's about what you do in between the dash. Everybody's going to have to face the end of that dash, but it's all about what you do in between, So I definitely want to, send condolences to those families. And also, yesterday would have been my mother-in-law's 52nd birthday, so I definitely also want to dedicate this show to my mother-in-law, Miss Yvonne McLaughlin. I could go into something, but I won't. But that was my mother-in-law. She was a loving person, and you know what I'm saying, every time January 8th comes around, I just always think about her. So, I definitely dedicate this show to all 3 of them, and send my condolences to all of those families. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are hurting, but a lot of people are also hopeful, because if you're a believer, then you have comfort, And so I just dedicate this show to them, and I appreciate everybody who tuned in today, everybody who tuned in on the live, on the app, online, and of course, I appreciate my special guests for coming through, Bree London.
No problem.
Young
Thank
Gifted.
You for having me.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all welcome, like I said, y'all welcome back anytime y'all want. Y'all a family. You know what I'm saying? Y'all might as well wear one of these t-shirts for real, as often as y'all up here.
About
You
to
know?
get one.
You know what I mean? So, you know, I definitely appreciate y'all coming through and sticking around for the conversation. You know, so I always like when the guests are part of the conversation. So appreciate y'all being here. And best wishes to y'all in 2019 for everything that y'all set out to do.
Same too.
I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and close out with this last song. This is Tamara Bubble with I'm It, Natural Born Winner. And next week we are gonna have Jarrell Brown from That's a Plug. Definitely excited to see him come through. We're gonna talk to that brother. Y'all may have seen me wear the That's a Plug t-shirt. Dope brother right there. We're gonna be talking to him about many of his ventures that he's got going on and just his platform. And yeah, make sure y'all tune in for that and just have a great week. Enjoy your week. I know it's rough for a lot of us right now, especially those of us who are dealing with this whole situation. I'm not mentioning his name. He gets no publicity on this show, but y'all know what's going on right now. If you need the motivation, if you need the encouragement, right here. Hump Day Motivation for the DMV and beyond. Official. Don't let anybody tell you any differently. But anyway, until next week, y'all be blessed and see y'all there. Peace.
Slide, move to the side, make way for the bubble. Right. Bubble on that.